This week on the Secret Time Travel Podcast, does society have empathy? What?
I sexually identify as an attack helicopter.
Okay. Well, surprisingly, he actually made a relevant opening statement.
Yes, I did, for once, I think.
Alright, so why don't you introduce us to this topic, considering you brought it up?
No.
What? But you suggested it, you might as well.
I mean, yeah, but like, I've been starting this out for like, the past few videos, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, and he's been saying that for the past few videos. Alright, I will introduce I will introduce us to what is going on. Today, we are going to be reading things from... Well, I'm going to be reading things from the subreddit r/Tumblr in action. What are you going to be doing?
I'm going to be doing something else, man.
Oh, what is it?
Oh gosh. I'm going to be reading diabetes is a made-up illness.
Okay, so you're going to be doing the same thing?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so, do you want to start off for me, or...?
I mean, you could start off.
Okay, so the post I have here is, Tumblr user, then it fell apart, says, he didn't say, that was me clearing my throat. Okay, so then it fell apart says, I think feminism is really great and important, but some people on this website use it as an excuse to be absolute dickwads to boys, and it seems like they are striving for dominance, not equality. And then an anonymous replies, men like you are the reason we need feminism. And it turns out Tumblr user then it fall apart is a 16-year-old girl.
I see. 16-year-olds, man, what are you gonna do? They're teens. We're teens. We're now late teens. We're gonna be adults soon, I'm afraid.
That was pretty honest there.
That was pretty honest. Right, moving on. This post by, they kind of blurred out the name. It's just a post. The title is Diabetes is a Made-Up Illness, as I said in the beginning of the video. And it says, reminder that diabetes is a made-up illness doctors use to shame women for their weight and take their money. Hashtag fat pride. Hashtag fat acceptance. Hashtag patriarchy. It blurred out the source.
Okay. Oh, that's funny. I mean, not funny, but it's like diabetes isn't even equivalent with fat, like, or being overweight. Like, you can have you can look very healthy but still have diabetes.
Exactly.
I mean, obesity and diabetes are linked. At least diabetes type 2 is linked to obesity, but they're not mutually exclusive.
Yeah.
Sorry, wait, is that the word I mean?
Well.
No, that's not what I meant to say. I mean, like, you can have one without having the other is what I mean.
I mean, isn't that what you just said? Like.
No, I don't think so. I think when I said they're not mutually exclusive, that statement means that they're together. They're not separate. So it was literally the opposite of what I meant to say.
Oh, right. Well, what about the whole fat acceptance movement thing? What do you think of that?
You're asking me what I think about that?
What do you think about fat acceptance?
Look, I think anyone who tries to demean you in an unhealthy, in a bad way is obviously a bad person, but that doesn't mean you should accept any attack on you as an attack, and so you should immediately go on the defense, because some people, they say bad things and they mean bad intentions, but maybe there's a degree of truth to what they're saying. Not necessarily that the person's unattractive, but maybe it's unhealthy. People who use it as an attack on like their appearance, then that's obviously mean, and I don't support that. But it's it's not healthy, to be overweight. That's why it's overweight.
Yeah, it's in the name. I mean,
yes, it is.
Overweight. What are you overweight, David?
That's you. I don't think I am. In fact, I think I'm not actually. It's not, guys. I'm not anorexic, all right. I'm not anorexic, but I'm just saying that I think I'm not taking enough calories for my age group and my height and things like that. Basically, I should consume more, is what I'm saying.
You should consume more. I should consume less.
You should kiss me? What, dude? No.
I should consume less.
Oh, dude, I was about to say, like, no.
The anorexic king. All right, that's not. Okay. It's not okay to say.
Moving on. User Batched says, I literally do not care about your gender, sexuality, or skin color. I literally only care about whether you're a nice freaking human being or not.
Freak, man!
Freak, man!
What the frick are you?
And
people?
so, Tumblr user The Rogue Feminist replies, so basically you're racist, sexist, and homophobic. To which, I do not know how to pronounce that username, replies, backing up Tumblr user Batched. How exactly could you have come remotely close to that conclusion?
Well.
So see.
Oh God! I've seen something I should not have seen.
He has just found Pornhub, guys. Anyway, so
well, actually,
I will say here, this is like people like I know this is feminism. This person who's commenting identifies as a feminist. You can tell by their username, which is The Rogue Feminist. But look, just because you're a feminist doesn't mean you can't listen to Martin Luther King. He had a dream, and his dream was that one day his kids would live in a world where people would not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. Ladies and gentlemen, you should be judged by the content of your character, not your gender, sexuality, or skin color.
My character is level 90.
Okay.
Alright. We're going pretty good here. I can't really find any good ones, so you could go with the next one.
Oh, okay. Well.
No, wait.
Okay, there you go.
I found a Reddit post. Oh, it is from Tumblr. Okay, it's from Tumblr. I see the hashtags and I am afraid. Hashtag otherkin. Hashtag My Little Pony Kin.
Oh gosh.
Hashtag changeling. I don't know what that is. Hashtag ENB. I don't know what that is. Alright, so the post reads, oh God, thunder. Okay, it didn't say oh God, thunder. The post reads, people. Okay, so I was watching My Little Pony, and there was an episode with the changelings. Okay, well, in this episode called To Change a...
What? Hello? Hello? Well, I guess we'll be back because of technical difficulties. And now it started again.
Oh, we messed up because something happened.
That was my fault. Let's forget it.
Let's forget it. Let's continue. My Little Pony, My Little Ponykin, Otherkin. That's the tags of this Tumblr post. Okay, let's begin. Oh God, I have to go through this all over again. Okay, so I was watching My Little Pony, and there was an episode with the changeling. This is a post. I don't watch My Little Pony. Although it is okay if people watch it. It's a show, you know. It's okay if you watch it. Well, in this episode called To Change a Changeling, there was a sort of therapy group. In this group, there was a changeling talking about the color they are. They were talking about how they feel like a blue changeling and then a purple changeling. And the sort of therapist changeling said, you can be anything you want to be. Be blue one day, be purple the next, or be both on the same day. The changeling then said that if they do that, then they felt like they were living a lie. The therapist then said that the changeling was brave for expressing such personal feelings. And I believe this is a good representation, whether on purpose or accident, of non-binary genders. Thank you. Please follow my Tumblr. Hashtag My Little Ponykin. Hashtag MLPkin. And that's the end. That's the end of the entire thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got a bit of a problem here, so you're gonna have to keep going because my internet is totally failing and I cannot.
I mean, are we still recording?
Yeah. No, but I mean, like, my Reddit won't load at all.
Okay, right off the bat, I found another one. White people genes make her smell bad. How do we cleanse her? Now, I don't think this is from Tumblr, even though it is on the Reddit r/Tumblr in action.
Half the stuff there isn't actually from Tumblr.
Actually.
Oh my gosh! Hey, Charlie Brown's parents.
No. Alright.
Wah 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 wah.
Alright. So, this guy blurred out the name. Alright, totally respectable. Whites only answer this. I'm not white, so I can't answer this. Sometimes when we come home from in the rain, alright, my daughter smells like wet dogs. Shut up. My daughter smells like wet dogs. She is only 10 months old. I know it's just the white people's genes from when we were raped as slaves. What? The question is, how can I make the smell go away? What do you white people use? What? Dude, I don't care. Connect. Shut up. Alright. Now, David?
Yep.
Are you, is your Wi-Fi like...
Oh, no, I'm good now, I'm good.
Did you hear what I just said?
Well, sorry, I was focusing on trying to get this thing to work, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, I didn't get the last part when she said, I know it's just the white people's genes from when we were raped as slaves. I mean, I do not believe in past lives. So I do not know how to answer this. And, the caption says, white only answer this. Are you white, David? We have white names.
I think we've established there were fake names.
We've established they were fake names, but our fake names are pretty white, so...
No!
Answer...
Oh, wait, yeah, they are, sorry.
David and Tom, Alright. So answer this question. How can I make the smell go away? The smell of wet dogs on this girl's 10-month-old daughter. How do you make it go away? What do you people use? What do you use to make smells go away?
Well, you take a jackhammer.
Alright.
And hammer it into your face.
Alright.
And by doing this, you end up destroying your nose and so your sense of smell. Unfortunately, it also kills you, so that's a side effect.
I see. Well, I, for one, use Dove deodorant. Dove deodorant. Whatever their catchphrase is, or whatever they use, Dove deodorant. You buy it, sell it, I don't care what you do with it. Also, Axe body spray. Black Chill. We're advertising now. Are you back? Are you...
Yeah, no, I'm here. I've always been here.
You've always been here.
I've always been here.
Why gay friendships are more important than any other friendship? Would you like to? Would you like...
What are you even saying? I don't know where this is going anymore.
No, it was a thing on Reddit. Why gay friendships are more important than any other friendship?
And okay.
I mean, I'm just asking. Would you like to? Oh, this is pretty long. This is very long. Okay, I'm not gonna read this because this it covers half the page.
Okay, so should I go?
Yeah, you should go.
Okay, so some guy, actually it looks like a girl. I mean, the face is blurred out, but I'm gonna assume it looks like a girl because the picture blurring out, it looks like a girl's hair. Anyway, so she says on Facebook, if I hear someone say everyone has their own opinion one more time, I might freaking crack. Stop normalizing other people's bigotry. Intolerance of, and someone replies, intolerance of somebody else's opinion is literally the definition of bigotry.
Well, oh hey, dude, I found my own kind. I found a Boeing AH-64 Apache helicopter.
Wow.
Let's see this. Literally shaking is the... Oh my god. Okay, well... Alright, we gotta put this in as a picture.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and see if I can actually get the picture. Okay, I got the picture. Alright, so
Okay,
we're gonna post the picture in the video right here.
Okay.
We'll post it right here, right on the screen. You'll see it. And it says, as you can see, the Nazis are gonna be real. The Nazis are gonna be real shocked when femmies and trans women murder them all. And then you can see the lovely woman in the picture. Is that a woman? Is that a dude? Is that a... I don't know. I don't want to know. I really don't want to know. We are gonna get bombarded. We're not even that famous, and I already know. If we ever get famous, you know, we would get bombarded by the feminist community.
Okay.
We would get destroyed. People are gonna,
just for this episode.
Just for this episode, people are gonna go back. What? Yes, people are gonna go back, and they're gonna find this episode, and we're gonna be in some YouTube drama.
Keemstar.
Keemstar.
Okay, I don't know what it sounds like anymore. Anyway, so this person is saying, you can be discriminated against. You're white. You can be discriminated against, but not suffer racism. Racism is institutionalized. By the way, this person who's posting this looks white, so so whatever. That's another thing we can talk about.
Will Ferrell.
That's another thing we can talk about after this. So someone replies, definition of racism: prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism directed against someone of a different race. And he continues, pretty sure that includes white people too. It might not affect white people as much, but racism against them is a thing. She replies, alrighty, that not my definition though, so whatevs. And he says, let me know when your definition makes it into a dictionary. Oh no, okay. So okay. Here's a thing that I want to ask you about. What do you think about people hating their own race, or not necessarily hating their own race, but being sort of making prejudicial statements against members of their own race?
I really don't know what to think of that. I mean, they hate their own race, you know. I mean, does that classify as racism?
Well, definition of racism according to this guy is prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism directed against someone of a different race. Maybe that might not be racism, but it is something. And it is something that I think is very wrong, and in some ways very sad, is that some people are so convinced that the side they are on, if they choose to if they choose to look at the world and say everyone in the world has their own allegiances and sides and they're on different teams and we're not together as a community of humans, you know, they'll say, you know, I'm a white person, but I think white people are bad. They're all bad. They're all racist. They're all at least ignorant about racism, and they all are not victims of. Sorry, they profit from privilege, and that makes any of their achievements inherently less impressive than the achievements of a minority.
I see.
So what do you think about that? Do you think that's fair? Do you think that gives them more right to an opinion because they're a member of that race and they're in a sense subjugating themselves? I mean, what I'm really asking is like, you know, some people, they claim to be woke, and so they're like, okay, because I'm woke, my opinions matter more, and what I say is right. If you disagree with me, that means you're not woke. So what do you think about the whole idea of wokeism? Let's call it that, wokeism.
I mean, I was gone for like a couple of seconds there. I mean, I just came back and you were like, wokeism.
No, okay, so you know people, right? They hate their own race, or they feel like the people of their own race are oppressors. That's really what I'm getting at. And so they say, okay, because I acknowledge the fact that I am an oppressor, that makes me woke, and so I am no longer an oppressor because I'm woke. The people who refuse to acknowledge their status as oppressor are not woke, and so their opinions don't matter. What do you think about the idea?
I think it's not good, the woke thing. I mean, either way, it's your race. You can't change that it's your race. If you hate your race...
Hello? Hello?
Yeah, hello?
Sorry, your mic wasn't working there for a second.
Can you
No, I can hear you now, yeah, it's fine.
No, yeah, as like I was saying, like, man, what was I saying? Yeah, I feel like it's bad because, like, either way, you are that race. Like, if you're white and you hate white people and you just say, oh, I'm woke, I'm not an oppressor, I'm not white anymore. It doesn't work.
But I don't think that's what they're saying necessarily. It's more of like, okay, it's kind of like, say you're it's like you owning up to the mistakes of your own, let's call it, people. Right. And so that gives you suddenly a right to criticize members of your own race, and it gives you, like, you feel like it gives you a right to just criticize your own race, in a sense being racist against your own race. Because really it's just the same, you know. If a white guy is like, oh, all black people are violent, it's just the same as a white person saying, oh, all white people are racist, you know. They're both making blanket statements on a whole race of people. And, you know, it's not like you've met every single white guy and you think they're all racist, and it's not like you've met every single black guy and they're all violent, you know.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I'm at a loss for words right now.
I mean, what I think is that it's just that it's that it's so easy to see the sins of other people, but once you're doing it and you feel like you have the moral high ground, you're suddenly blinded. You have perspective blindness.
Well, I guess, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
You can move on to your next one. Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, all right. Oh gosh. Wait, my browser's reloading the thing. You could go on.
Oh well. I probably should have been looking for one.
Okay, I found one.
Okay, you're good.
I am not good. Common sense. Wow. Okay. Common sense. Thunder. God of thunder is not Odin. Common sense is being able to exclusively blame your insecurities on straight men, is the title of this post. Well, I can't see their names, although I think one of them is a dude named Charles something, because they didn't really blur it out properly. Alright, so the first guy, okay. They covered it with colors, so let's just call them by the color. Alright, so pink says, the truth is that none of you are ugly, you've just let straight men make you believe that you are. And then blue replies, it was actually other girls that made me feel awful about myself when I was younger. And then green replied, I like when people can't use common sense. Well, you know, what do you think about that?
They like when people can't use common sense?
Yeah, but another person was like, I like it when people can't use common sense. As in they're saying like common sense is that a white man not a white man, I mean a straight man can only make you feel ugly, and not women. because this
Right. Yeah.
in their childhood, a girl made him feel, awful about himself, and then these people just doesn't want to believe that, and it's like, no, you're not using common sense. Only straight men can do that. What do you think about that?
Talking's wrong, obviously. For people to. I mean, there's a double standard there. That's obviously a double standard. All of. I think every example we come up with is going to be an example of a double standard in practice.
Right.
But, okay, let's use this as an opportunity to talk about double standards between men and women. There's a lot of things that weigh in favor of men in society. Certainly, that's why feminism exists. Because a lot of people think men do have a lot of power in society, and I'm not going to deny that they do have a place of great influence in society. Men, they do. I don't deny that. But I think a lot of feminists, or a lot of women, let's not say feminists, but a lot of, or actually not even women, a lot of people also deny that there are things that women have over men. I think if anyone listening, which is no one, is interested, you should watch a documentary called The Red Pill. That's by a person named Cassie J. And the documentary started out with her, a feminist, wanting to interview men's rights activists, and basically like kind of listen to them and be like, oh, these guys are stupid. That's what her intention was originally. But as she went on with the documentary, she started listening, and she started really listening, and started looking back at her own kind of beliefs and her ideas, like what she's thought throughout her life, and kind of she doubted her thinking in a lot of things, and she changed her thinking in a lot of things. And so that's a really difficult thing for people to do. It takes a very strong person to listen to someone who is so diametrically opposed to you, and really look at yourself and say, okay, maybe I may disagree with them, but do they have a point? And if they do have a point, how can I improve myself? And so that documentary kind of explores a lot of the double standards that maybe women have an advantage over men. Like, things like when it comes to genital mutilation, people talk about women's genital mutilation much more than men's. The draft, men go to war much more than women. Women attempt suicide more, and that is a true fact, but more men die of suicide, even though the number of women who attempt suicide outnumber the number of men who attempt suicide. But men have a higher lethality when it comes to suicide. They go through with it better. So, basically don't ignore the other side of the coin. You there? Well, apparently he's not.
Alright, I'm back. I'm sorry.
So yeah. I did my rambling. So okay, so we don't have that much time left. So
we don't?
No, we don't. We only have about 2 minutes left. So oh gosh, the thunder, man. The feminists are mad. I'm just kidding. So what are your final thoughts on this topic then? This topic of social justice, misandry, maybe even, racism, sexism, all sorts of isms. What are your final thoughts on this?
Final thoughts? Wait, do we only have like 1 minute left or something?
Yeah, about.
Alright, my final thoughts. Hold on. I'm reading something here. You see, I'm doing maths homework while doing this thing, so just...
The dedication to this podcast is shown every time.
The dedication to this podcast is shown. I mean, we're still really small, man. Like, we have 8 subscribers.
Whatever,
12?
it doesn't matter. No one's listening to this. Okay, just go on. Give your conclusion.
My conclusion, don't be woke. Or maybe be woke in a certain way that makes you feel good. I don't know.
In the word, okay, well, okay, is that your conclusion?
My conclusion is, someone tell me what is a sapiosexual. I do not know what that is, and I want to know what that is.
Okay, please leave it down in the comments below for Tom.
Yes.
My conclusion is, oh gosh, I had one. Okay, right. In the words of Simon and Garfunkel, people hearing without listening. You know, you in this world we have so many sources of information, and
Shattered Freud.
we'll get to that maybe. In this world, in the modern world, we have so many sources of information, and sometimes we'll just read some of them and we'll hear them, but we don't really take the time to listen and understand them. You know, I definitely think our culture is desensitized to a lot of things because of the times we're living in and the technology we're exposed to, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, but we should also take time to just simplify everything and just take a step back, look at the bigger picture,